scare you too bad, but today I want to ask you, have you ever been surprised? Sometimes we have good surprises. And sometimes not so good surprises. And today, Jesus is going to help us learn what to do when we come across surprises. Or maybe a change of plans, something that you just didn't anticipate coming. Because today, Jesus tells yet another parable of some workers in a field that are trying to raise some grain, and they come across a surprise. A not so good surprise. Because you see, in Jesus' parable today, he tells of these workers who are trying to grow some grain, and unfortunately, after they've already planted the grain and it started growing, that they've noticed some weeds have been coming up. And weeds aren't good, you know, just like last week we talked about how seeds get choked out by weeds. And the workers come up with a plan that they're gonna go out there and pull those weeds and get rid of them so they don't choke out the grain that's already growing. But before they do, they take the time to go tell their boss what's happened and what they plan to do about it. And their boss gives them a surprising response. And this is what I want to focus on today. Because we're going to come across surprises, good and bad, throughout our entire lives. Just today, before preparing this message for you, my wife called me just to let me know that our rear window on our car has broken off of its hinges. And that kind of surprise made me so angry. But if I'm gonna learn anything from our story today, is not to react out of emotion. But instead, I think something that Jesus wants us to know in this story is that when surprises come along, we can always come to Him to find a solution. That even though we might have a plan to go forward, we can still come to God and ask, what do we do now in light of this surprise? And maybe the best option is to go forward with what you already had planned. But we also might get an opportunity to hear a surprising answer from God. And we can come to God in our surprises through things like prayer, sharing our surprises with our faith leaders and hear what they have to say, letting our parents know who are also our faith leaders so that they might have some advice for us too. And even if we do have a plan, we might want to take the time to bring it to God. Because so many times when we come across a bad surprise, we might react out of our emotions, our anger, our anxieties. And if we react to these surprises purely out of our emotions, we might do more harm than good. And so the next time a bad surprise pops up into your life, I encourage you to take just a minute and bring it to God. Bring it to God so that we don't hurt somebody in the process of trying to fix whatever that surprise was. Because we have a God that loves us so much that we are always able to come to Him when we don't know what to do next. And so today I hope that we remember that we might come across all sorts of different kinds of surprises in our life, but when the bad ones pop up, we can always ask God for help. That we can always get a second opinion on how best to move forward to fix whatever's gone wrong. I hope this story was helpful. You can go check this story out for yourself in the Bible in Matthew 13, starting at verse 24. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.